Hey everybody, how's it going? Today's Friday. It's been over 3 weeks now since I was laid off. If you're new here, check out the stickied comment. There will be a link to this playlist and my LinkedIn. Basically, I'm doing this as therapy for myself, and maybe it'll help others to see the process and the journey and stuff. Never been laid off before, so it's new. It's uncharted waters. Today, I need to go outside, and even though I don't like to do this, I need to hand water all the garden beds because we haven't had rain in about a week now. And the pea seedlings and the greens and stuff, the beds are pretty dry. We were supposed to get some rain tomorrow, and now it's down to 20% or something, and there's not even an estimated rainfall amount. Sunday looks like 0.2 of an inch, maybe. But then there's no rain again for the foreseeable future. So I'm going to have to go out and I'll just fill a 5-gallon bucket up. And then I'll get a red Solo cup. And I'll give each one just a little gently at the base of each plant. And that'll minimize, how much I'm drawing out of the well and stuff. I don't like using the well to water things, especially. I never liked it. And then last year we had that 23-day period where we ran out of water because the well ran dry. Mind you, the well was decades old, but so it was going to happen sooner or later anyway. But we had heavily watered the garden because we had no rain for a month at that point last year. And all of the plants were suffering, and we grow a lot of our own produce. So, we had to water it in that instance. Anyway, I don't think I found any jobs to apply to yesterday. There were a couple I started to apply to, and then I realized they weren't going to be a good fit. One of them was 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. And then it was a rotating schedule, so sometimes you'd have to work the weekends, and sometimes that would have to be on Sundays. I'm not going to work on Sundays. And my wife, goes to bed at 10 because I go to bed at 10 and she has to get up for school because she's a teacher. So if I was working 2 p.m. to 11 p.m., I would not see my wife. I would come home and slide into bed close to midnight and then, yeah. So I did not apply to that one. And then there was another one that was something kind of like that. And then there was a third one where someone at church, had talked to me Wednesday and said, her husband's employer was hiring. It's Epson. Epson has a bunch of warehouses around here. And at one of them, they do have a no experience required repair job for repairing robots and printers and whatever. The hours are agreeable. It's 5:30 a.m. or 6 a.m. to something and then 7 a.m. to something. The 7 a.m. one would have been fine. But here's the problem. It's $17 an hour or something. And I'm right now I have this AI consulting going. I don't know how long it's going to last. But I'm getting $25 an hour plus bonuses for volume of work done. So going to take a job that has benefits and stuff, might be worth it, but it's $17 an hour. And I would have to drive, a half hour there, a half hour back. And right now I'm doing this where I'm just doing 5 hours a day because, that keeps me sane. But I can do $100 without leaving the house. That leaves me free to apply to jobs. That leaves me free to, take interviews. Whereas if I was working in a warehouse, I would not have contact for that entire time. And money's not super tight right now or anything, so I can be a little bit picky. I would prefer to find something that's not working in a warehouse on my feet just to pay the bills, because then I might end up trapped there because I can't answer calls. And, if they're trying to schedule interviews and then I don't get back to them for 8 hours, maybe they've already interviewed someone else and decided to give them a job. So I'll keep an eye on that over the next couple of months, and if money starts to get tight or the AI dries up, then I'll consider something like that. But it's nice to know there's things like that available. it definitely helped me a little. Although that's not saying I would actually get the job. I applied to Chick-fil-A last week and got rejected the next day. And I was like, what? Probably because I'm overqualified and they know I'm going to leave. Whatever. But I was just curious because I was like, well, I could do fast food, try to like fast track management and stuff real quick. And, a fast food job, worst case, I could just walk away from it with no notice if something else came along. So that's probably what they were thinking there. But it still hurt, It's like, come on, man. What are you doing? I'm just waiting for it to get a little bit later. It's like 7:20. I did not get the third section of grass cut. I just was not feeling very great yesterday. Like, I was exhausted and tired, and I had my in-laws here till like 12:30. They left a little afternoon, I guess, a little before 1. And by that point in the day, I was just, I wasn't going to cut grass. So as soon as it's 8 o'clock, I'm going outside to cut the grass. It's warm enough out already. That'll take me 30 minutes. Then I haven't gone to town to get the mail for 2 days. So I need to go do that today because, it's nice to get your mail. And then I'm just doing some AI consulting today. I've already done an hour this morning. I'm going to take a little break here for a while. Once I get back from the yard work and all that stuff, then I'll do some more. There's the project I'm working on right now. I can't talk about it, but there's a threshold I should be able to hit by tomorrow, if not first thing Monday morning, that would unlock like $90 of a bonus because it's a higher priority task that they're trying to do. So that'll be cool. My classes become available today for next semester. Class will start next week. I looked a minute ago and I can't access it yet in Canvas, but tonight or tomorrow I'll sit down and look at them. One of them is a math class, so I'll have my wife take a look too and kind of she can get an idea of how to help me. She's a math teacher, a high school math teacher, and I'm terrible with math. It's like math in the real world, so it shouldn't be too bad. It's not going to be like algebra or anything. I hope not. Maybe finding like area or something, but I can do that. So and the other one's a graphic design class. I actually started to take it a couple of semesters ago, and I just got off on a wrong foot, and like I totally screwed up like the first 2 or 3 weeks of assignments, and I was like, I can withdraw right now, and it 100% does not hurt me. So I just withdrew because I was like, I've already dug myself a hole. So now I should know a little bit better. I just didn't understand the instructions, but now I'll take a better look at them. And so I've got that one this semester. I'm not looking forward to it, but whatever, we'll get it done. It's required. And then there's another one. I forget what. Oh, it's some kind of writing, like research writing or advanced research writing or something. That'll be easy. And if I get hung up on any of the instructions or whatever, again, my wife was an English teacher. She teaches English and math. Right now she's teaching math, but her degree's in English and her master's that she should finish this year is in English. So I've got my little private tutor there. I don't know. I guess I'm still trying to process the fact that my mom has cancer again. I think we're supposed to find out more maybe Tuesday. Well, they're going to do more testing Tuesday. They're doing I said CT scan yesterday. I think they're going to do a PET scan to kind of see if it's spread. They knew it was in her lady nether regions and that not necessarily in her lymph nodes, but her lymph nodes were very, very swollen and inflamed. I mean, hopefully that's like long COVID or something, but it's probably not. I mean, she did have cancer. She had cancers that are specific, or a cancer that's specifically mentioned in the Camp Lejeune settlement legal stuff, and she's one of the first people in the first batch that had her case submitted to the Navy for that. I just hope she's alive long enough to actually see that settlement payout so she can, enjoy it a little. Like, come on, man. Just give her a break, right? She had to retire early because of her thyroid cancer. And then she also had like pretty severe bone deterioration, and her hip was basically disintegrating. Fortunately for that, they gave her some injectable thing that you can do like one cycle of period in your life, and it completely helped. Her hip actually got better. They did x-rays. They took her in for surgery for it, but they went ahead and did, like x-rays or whatever just before some kind of scan, and then decided not to do the surgery because it had improved. And then like her bone mineralization and density and stuff went up from that medicine. But so she's had a rough go of it the past 10 or 15 years. And, she gets her Social Security and a fraction of her retirement, and then a fraction of my father's pension. He died less than a month short of retirement. So the state police, in their infinite wisdom, gave him 60% of his pension to my mother. Or gave my mother 60% of his pension instead of like 99.7%. So she lives paycheck to paycheck. Like, if she got this settlement, she could maybe go do something fun or not have to worry about money, for a few years. But now it looks like maybe she's not going to even last long enough for the Navy to get off their butt and actually do that. The stuff was filed like 5 months ago, and the Navy has 6 months to do it. But then they have all this other time baked in, and then they can do this and do that. And like, it could still be another year or two until she sees that money. And like, most of the people that were living here or living at Camp Lejeune at that time, like, that was during the Vietnam War. Like, these people are 70, 80 years old, or they're already dead. And it's like, Navy, come on, man. I hope she gets to see that money. Like, she deserves to have a little bit of fun in her dotage. Like, it's just been a myriad of health problems for 10 to 15 years now, and it's always something. And it's like, she might be dying like every year and a half, and this time it looks like it's probably going to be even more certain. And like, for crying out loud, could she just get like a little bit of a break, right? She's calling me a lot, She's acting like she's not too worried and that she's fine with it, but I think she is. I mean, I would be. I know we all die, but if I knew my chances of death were extremely elevated, I'd probably be like, freaking out, But we'll see. We'll see what they find out next week, and hopefully they get the results back to her pretty quickly, and we'll go from there. I just hope that the Navy starts like hurrying up. Like, they know they have to pay these people. So, like, come on. Pull out the bureaucratic crap. These are people. You put them in unsafe conditions. You gave them tainted groundwater, tainted water. It's caused some of them health issues for, half a century now? Like, just come on and do the right thing. But we all know how, like, the VA is and stuff. So if you can't take care of your veterans and even active service personnel, then what do you care about people that have been out of your area of influence for 50 years, right? Ugh. Anyway, I'm going to try to have a good weekend. I'm just going to work towards that bonus on this project as long as it lasts. That money is very nice. I'm unemployed but contracting, so I was able to pay my tuition. I've almost paid for my COBRA for the month and the tax obligation. By the end of the day today, I will have covered my tuition, my COBRA, and my tax obligation. And then next week I can start, working on next month's COBRA or other bills that I'm responsible for, and maybe even increasing the money in my bank account. Right now it's level, and that's nice, and I hope that lasts for a while. If you're still watching this and you're unemployed and you don't have something like that, I am sorry. It was just, I was in the right place at the right time. former coworker threw it into the chat, the Slack channel for those of us that had been laid off. It's something, the company he's at now is doing. So he helped us out, and I love that. Like, I am so, so lucky to have that. Every day I wake up and I get nervous. I'm like, is there still going to be work? And there is. And I should just be grateful when I wake up. Like, oh, I got to do that. Hopefully there's more today. Like, I am very grateful for that. If I didn't have that right now, I would probably be a mess. And I'd probably be working breakfast rush at McDonald's right now. Oh. Okay, this is 16 minutes. I've not done one this long yet, I think, but I just got a lot on my mind, and this is my therapy. You're my therapist. Sorry, I can't pay you. Yeah. Life, man. Like, and part of me just thinks, what's next? What's going to happen next? Like, it's always something they say, right? Used to be March was bad for me. And then now it seems March has spilled over into April. Yeah. All right, guys. Check out my LinkedIn if you're hiring, or if you know someone that is. Maybe share it. I'm definitely going to have to rely on networking, I think, to get a job similar to the one I had. If you're going through something, let's talk about it in the comments. If you're watching this the day it went up, I hope you have a great weekend. If you're watching it at some other point, I hope you're doing well. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.